Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this video. Today we're going to talk about XLM. What's been happening with the price, what can we expect to happen next, and what has been the latest news with the coin. If you don't want to miss any of that juicy information, make sure you like down this video, comment your thought down below, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel. Ladies and gents, if you don't want to miss any of that important information in the future and want to learn more with cryptocurrency, make sure you check us out at ptgr.ag. It's the first link in the description and it'll greatly help you out. Now, ladies and gents, it is a very sad moment that we are living in. XLM is down another 6% in the last 24 hours, and it is very, very sad. Now, we've had the recent news with FTX filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and it has done very bad for the crypto market. It has raised a lot of fear. It has left a lot of people with no cryptos because people are holding their crypto directly in their exchange. Now, that means we have to be more careful, but I want to talk to you about the good side of things. If crypto is down, that means we can continue average buy at the low end and we can make money for the next bull run. Ladies and gents, you are crazy to think that that crypto as a whole will never go back up like it did when Bitcoin was reaching 60,000 levels, because of all the utility behind it and all the money that's been invested already in it. It would be just wiping $1 trillion valuation money, and it's just impossible at this point. Crypto has grown too big to be neglected and to go back to zero. And I strongly believe that XLM and all these utility projects that have a real added value to the consumer will be really revealing themselves in the next bull run. And as soon as the market stops reacting in such a strong way with the fear, it's known that with a lot of fear comes a lot of selling, and comes a lot of panic selling, and hence the market is reflected in that way. We've lost the resistance level at the 10 cents that we used to have for a couple of months, and we've fallen below that at the lowest of the 0.08 cents. But that means we can be able to buy stellar at a discount, and that's the way I see it. And if I want to talk to you about the first news, is this one. Things are crashing and burning, or is it? But the utility bull market will be here in no time, and I cannot repeat this enough. XRP, XDC, XLM, regardless of the valuation it is at right now, think of it that way. In order for you to gain a lot and for you to be a winner, you got to be invested in it before everyone else is. You got to believe, you got to have your conviction in before the market is already at 30, 40, 50x. And because at that time you'd already be too late. If you want to gain the real value, you just need to understand the project. ISO 222, what is it? What's the value behind it? Who is in it? And if you look into this, well, you can quickly cross check and see, okay, XRP is in this, XLM is, XDC is, Quant is, and all of these projects will be the one ruling the next bull run. And mark my word, ladies and gents, it's only a matter of time before we get this coming. Another news I want to talk to you about is this one: why the end of crypto is already in sight. There's a lot of fear with the crypto market. Now, mark my words, I do think that there will be a massive correction. There will be changes within the crypto market because of all these projects. And I mean, if you look at Bitcoin, the valuation doesn't make sense to me. If you look at the value it brings to the end user, it truly doesn't make sense. People could see it as a store of value. Okay, for that standpoint, I understand it. But on other standpoint, if you look at the environmental factors, and if you look at the transaction speed factor, it's far outdated. And I believe there will be a switch where you will be seeing replacement within the crypto market, even within these big names. I believe that ETH will be replaced by XDC in the future. Now, people can call me crazy. If you look at the valuation of ETH, it's not too crazy to think that, okay, if you look at XDC, well, the value far surpasses that ETH, and this is why I no longer feel comfortable putting money in ETH, because I feel like I'm putting my money, as an example, into an old iPhone 3 when already the iPhone 10 is out. This is how I feel about ETH currently, and I believe that these utility projects will be the one ruling forward in the next bull run. Ladies and gents, another news I want to talk to you about is this one: Stan Warren, you know nothing about crypto. The SEC government makes it all worse, and it's all clear. It's about power. You all have zero clue what you're doing. It's simple. Regulatory guidance is what is needed in the US, and the SEC isn't clear on purpose. Like XRP, it's not a security. Now, it's very debatable. I think that the dilemma that's happening with the law right now is actually beneficial to these cryptos because in the end, the government, and mark my words, the government will be in favor of this utility project, only the utility project as the ISO 222 compliant list, because for the government to realize that these projects are associated with huge publicly listed companies such as JP Morgan, you've got Goldman Sachs, Santander, and you've also got on the technology side you've got IBM and others, Oracle's, AWS. All of these linkage with companies means these companies can't be associated to something that's irregulated, and the government will quickly realize the utility is there, and it's easy to analyze how could we regulate this in the favor of these projects, because even these projects are working with the government at hand, right? And if you're working with the government of something that's irregulated, it's quickly and easy to realize that, well, that's not really possible. So I think that there will be changes again within the law, because it will work in the favor of these utility projects to have guidance toward regulatory basis for these cryptos. So ladies and gents, be patient. It's all coming. It's a lot of trial and error right now. You have a lot of changes happening. What's important? Average buyout and keep buying these utility projects that are currently very, very cheap. Ladies and gentlemen, not in news is this one. ISO 222 compliant cryptos. After the SEC court case, those will be the only regulated crypto. XRP leading the way, followed by Algo, IOTA, XLM, XDC. Better make move quick. And I think this is very true, guys. The ISO 222 compliant list is what you need to refer yourself on. I mean, this isn't the only thing you should, invest on because you just read the list. Make sure you make your due diligence, make sure you make your research and understand all the project behind it, what makes them, differ from one another, because guys, it's important. XRP is its own security, it is its own crypto, and it's not competing with XLM. This is why you've got different cryptos within the ISO 222 compliant list, or else, there will only be one. So it's important to know that they're not competing with one another, but they're working with one another. And once you understand that, well, you understand that you got to diversify yourself, into these different projects and make sure you don't have all your money into 1x. And ladies and gents, make sure you also don't invest, within exchanges and you have all your crypto holding in a hard wallet. I cannot say this enough. A ledger costs you $50, and trust me, you will be sleeping well at night knowing that you actually own the crypto and it's not relying on some exchange that pretty much doesn't own any crypto. And you shouldn't be relying on whoever tells you, even Binance. People say Binance is very transparent, etc., etc. Right now, I don't trust anyone but myself with my ledger, and this is how I will be doing moving forward. Ladies and gentlemen, another news I want to talk to you about is this one. Danielle Dingson, which is the CEO of Stellar.org, there will be a definition of a security whether cryptocurrencies are a security. I think this is great to see. I think she's a great CEO for Stellar, and it's important that people understand that the law will be changing, whether you're working with it or not, or happy with the decision. But this is overall good if there's law being put in place for these ISO 222 compliant, because these will bring massive partnership coming forwards, and it will also bring institutional investment. And once the law's in place, guys, where crypto could be doing 100x from now is when banks really can offer them to people as a portfolio standpoint. And for that to ever be available, there needs to be some law in place, right? Because the banks are reporting and they are under very strict laws as to what they're able to offer to their customer. And once cryptocurrencies are working in their favor, and banks are able to offer to their client a list of cryptos regularly and legally, through their bank and not through a third-party exchange, well, this is when you will see the valuation, really take off. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk to you about this one. SegGov is coming after XLM, and this is good. Now, a lot of people see this in a bad way, but trust me, ladies and gentlemen, this is good. Another news I want to talk to you about is this one. If you don't burn half of the token, the SEC is coming for you, right? Just like the Stellar XLM project did with burning half the XLM, they have to avoid going to court with the SEC. And, people say they have to avoid going to court. It's a good and bad thing. I think that overall the law is a good thing for the crypto in the long term. In the short term, it will drive more fear. It will drive the price more down. But in the long term, it will be beneficial to the market as a whole. And I've already explained why. Now, ladies and gents, I want to be finishing on this news, which is Stellar Network is all about inclusion. Thanks to their partnership with MoneyGram, they've got some of the 2 billion unbanked citizens of the world that can now use their on and off ramp. And this is great as more Stellar remittance corridors open, more of the 2 billion unbanked can access the digital economy. And this is really what I'm talking about. Utility, guys. If you're able to help a lot of people, and you're able to tackle a problem at first hand, it's quickly easy to realize, well, there's the market that represents the remittance market that don't have access to banks is 2 billion people. That's a massive market coverage for Stellar, and Stellar is able to tackle it on a P2P application like nobody else has done before. And ladies and gents, this is why XLM is really going to reflect its value in the long term, because people will realize the value that's behind it. Now, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you put a like down this video, comment your thoughts down below, and most importantly, subscribe to this channel. I'll make sure to catch you in the next one. See you next time. Have a lovely rest of your day.